Fear Salmons!
Shut your mouth, TP! What do you want?
I want, and if it feels okay with you.
TP, I'm the closest thing to an anime grill here. Speak, you fool!
Right. Fear, do you want to do a commentary with me?
Are you literally throwing me under the bus for views?
No, never think of the sort, Führer.
Can you fucking not call me Führer?
Yes, Führer. Fuck. Yes, Ty. Am I allowed to call you Ty?
Good. Okay, fine. I'm down for anything. Now, let's kick this commentary off with a yay!
No!
God, why?
Now your avatar has to be related to what TP's using.
But Yang is my waifu!
And Courtney is TP's waifu. Yet look at him.
Hi.
Wait, how does TP switch his?
Yeah, I'm the anime grill now.
Fine. What do you have in mind, God?
Did I fucking stutter?
Well, you can mean anything, can't you? Shovel Knight, Mole Knight, Shield Knight, Enchantress, Horseman? Are you gonna give me Horseman?
Thanks, God.
God, you do realize what you're implying with these kinds of avatars, right? God? God!
Could be worse. You could be doing a commentary on someone like Chaos Key or something.
By the way, you're doing a commentary on someone like Chaos Key or something.
Oh, fuck
At
me.
At what cost, God? Oh look, another Puron intro. Man, they'd accept anybody, wouldn't they? Oh shit, too soon? Okay, as a slut for editing and as someone who used to make intros as someone's lifeline, allow me to destroy this intro because it basically epitomizes everything that can go wrong with montage intros. Inconsistent aspect ratio. For a montage intro to get the crowd going and excited to see the list, the music is a bit too subdued for this kind of thing. Even if you're going for a subdued intro, you try to put action in the clip so it just comes off as an intro trying too hard to be action-packed, but at the same time it doesn't try hard enough, making it really awkward to watch. And Atlantica's Keyhole Production? Not only is that another label that dictates a noun under possession of something, but I'm almost certain that nobody would stick anything down that keyhole. Trash Sonic OC. I rated a cold steel out of Sonic Shoe. Get your furry shit memes out of my goddamn soup kitchen, you shit lord. This fucking outline! I don't know who made this, but I know both of you have Sony Vegas, and knowing Vegas outlining or almost any program that can outline text, it's inexcusable how either of you let that pass.
Mario. You've seen this guy everywhere.
Everywhere? What the fuck, Mario? Get out of my pants!
He's the most recognizable characters and has starred in a lot of games featuring great gameplay, memorable levels, and the topic of this list, awesome power-ups. Where would Mario be without his power-ups?
Probably dead, and pretty boring.
Psst, not yet.
So today, Fawn and I have teamed up to talk about some of the greatest power-ups the series has to offer. This is our top 15 Mario power-ups. Now, we have a few rules for this list. First, we are only looking at the power-ups in the platformer games in the series, so anything from the RPGs, Mario Kart, or the sports games will not be on this list. However, if a power-up makes a brief appearance in these spin-off games or any other games, we will mention it.
You want to keep a tab open for this?
Why not?
Different nozzles from Flood from Super Mario Sunshine, because we see these as switchable attachments rather than power-ups.
Now, we both know that Rabbidluigi already did this topic last year.
Nobody cares. Even then, honestly, you might have been better off watching Rabbid's list. Then, you have something to compare your lines to, or see points that maybe you didn't catch yourself. By the way, implying Rabbidluigi was the only one who made a Mario power-ups list.
And keep in mind that this is all our opinion. This was no easy task picking which power-ups we like the most, so if you don't see your favorite on here, relax. These are just the power-ups we've enjoyed playing with the most.
Oh shit. Well, I was gonna get 200% mad when my favorite Mario power-up might not make the list. But in all seriousness, people tend to handle the opinion card as if viewers are gonna commit mass genocide if theirs and the presenter's opinions differ from one another. Like, there are ways you can give off a disclaimer without pulling the whole, relax, we're not gonna gun down your house and shit on your back garden vibe.
But remember, guys,
It's an opinion list. To start off this list, we have a power-up that rocks!
Really? We're at number 15 and we're already making bad puns?
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
okay, this pun, and basically every pun hereafter, makes me cringe. You wanna know why something like, say, Ben's top 10 swords in video games worked with his puns? Because, while Ben drew attention to those puns, he never dwelled on them. That's exactly what you two are doing here, dwelling on the puns you make. You don't give your audience the choice of thinking about them for themselves, you do it for them.
Look, I know I sexually identify as pansexual, but I feel uncomfortable.
Of course, this power-up isn't perfect. It doesn't control as well as you like, and when the power is activated, Mario cannot stop rolling until he runs into a wall. So if Mario is on a platform with no walls and a pitfall is below you when it's used, you are definitely screwed. But it's not bad to where you can't have a good time with it.
Except for that one mission where you turn into Rock Mario and play that stupid bowling obstacle course where if you fall off the track and down into the abyss, you lose. I still haven't beaten that mission. Stupid monkey.
So let me get this straight. You're getting in the case of the rock power-up, not because of the power-up itself, but a single level's poor design. Unless you could explain how the power-up accentuates the problems with the level, you're putting the power-up lower because of a single area within the game. I have two solutions for this. 1, think. 2, get good.
But regardless, this is an amazing power-up and is easily the best of the new power-ups in Galaxy 2.
Oh, I'm sorry? Better than the Cloud Flower? How fucking dare you! I will go to your house and... Oh, wait, I forgot. I need to relax. Because after all...
It's an opinion list.
Mario has always been associated with the element of fire, but has he ever deviated from this element? Yes he has. Enter the Ice Flower.
The ice power-up is so cool.
Again with the puns?
But let's just cut to the chase.
Anyway, this power-up was first introduced in Super Mario Galaxy.
Hey bitches, do your research. The Ice Flower wasn't introduced in Super Mario Galaxy. It was introduced in Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Works differently there, sure, but that still says Ice Flower.
In Galaxy, Mario has the ability to skate on ice. With the Ice Flower, most surfaces that Mario walks on turn to ice, which means Mario can instantly skate on practically any surface. Lava can't stop him all, and if he's on water... Wait, Mario is Jesus?
I'd make a Jesus joke, but people would just get mad, and I can do that by just mentioning Scarlet Sword again, so frankly it's not worth it.
Yeah, we might be referencing this a bit.
Mario can even use waterfalls to wall jump on, allowing for a very creative use for platforming. Now that is awesome.
Yes, it is pretty awesome. So why is it only number 14? Simple. It's New Super Mario Bros. Incarnation. This incarnation of the Ice Flower took away everything that was awesome about the Galaxy Ice Flower, and in its place, Mario just throws snowballs that freeze enemies.
Yo, if the new Wii incarnation allowed you to stay on top of the water, do you know how many times you get fucked over by not going in the water? In some levels, it's a requirement to interact with the water in order to get somewhere, so if that feature from the Galaxy games was implemented here, GG, no re, make like a tree and fuck off.
And it doesn't help this incarnation of the Ice Flower when the penguin suit does practically the same thing, but also allows you to slide on ice and swim better underwater. So what was the point in putting it in the new Super Mario Bros. Games?
Probably to bring in the power-up from Partners in Time. Besides, let's be real here, the only real fault of the Ice Flower is that it's outclassed by the penguin suit. But on its own, is the Ice Flower useful? Well, considering that you can jump on frozen enemies and kill dry bones by freezing them, I don't see why it's not useful. So yeah, when you start judging the Ice Flower New Super Mario Bros. Wii based on its own merits and not through comparisons to other shit, give me a call.
You know who else brought this up?
Which begs the question, what's the point of the Ice Flower? If you've got a power-up which does the same job, but more, why even have it? Plus, would you rather be wearing some different coloured clothes or wearing a penguin suit? Yeah, don't even penguins.
Plus, there's the redesign. In Galaxy, Mario turns completely into ice, and since Galaxy's graphics are so good, you know it looks really cool. Then New Super Mario Bros. Wii comes along and... what the freak?!
You know, I don't remember you holding your tongue when you were commenting on meta.
But how the fuck are you this bad now? Does it fucking matter? What the fuck? Holy shit, my ears, magic fucking Toad Knight!
And that's enough of that shit.
Also, aw, fuck me, the design is such a downgrade. Well, it's fine, as long as you mentioned that you were gonna rate some of these power-ups based on design. Oops! But really, no need to lose your tits over getting your whites mixed with your colors.
So we went from this really cool design to this?
How many times have we seen Luigi get the ice flower power-up now? Like, the same fucking clip? How fucking lazy did the editor get with this?
Dude, where were you when I destroyed everything their intro stood for?
Chipotle.
One of the most beloved power-ups from the NES Mario games is the Hammer Bro suit. It allowed you to wear a suit that resembled a Hammer Bro and throw hammers at enemies like a Hammer Bro would. Unfortunately, neither of us have used the Hammer Bro suit.
You've just admitted that neither of you two have used a popular and beloved Mario power-up, and you expect your audience to take you seriously. Rip the dream! Hey, here's a better idea. Don't bring it up.
Or, you can actually use the power-up first before you make a list like this. I mean, with how easy it is to access older games nowadays, it shouldn't be that hard to do, wouldn't it? For something as basic as a Mario power-ups list, it's not really that hard to at least look at a power-up and say, oh look, this is a pretty meme, exquisite!
Super Mario 3D Land reintroduced us to a long-lost power-up from the SNES days, but it also introduced us to a brand new power-up as well.
I want to play a little game. Listen to what comes next and see if this line could be taken out.
At number 13, we have the Boomerang Bro suit.
As the name implies, you are in a suit that looks like a Boomerang Bro.
The answer is, it could! That line was nothing more than superfluous shit that could have been removed and replaced for the one thing I can think of that fucking mattered about that line. That they introduced a game in which the Boomerang Bro suit came from. But you could have taken all that shit out and just said, introduced in Super Mario 3D Land, it's the Boomerang Bro suit. See, was that so hard?
Okay, think about it. You hit some enemies with a boomerang, but you missed a few.
Or all of them, but whatever.
Well, since the boomerang comes right back to you, you might as just get those last few enemies you didn't get. It's also very good at hitting enemies that are stacked on top of each other. It fires horizontally in front of you, making it a useful power-up on airborne enemies, and it's even useful in solving puzzles too.
Sure, we didn't get the Hammer Bros suit back in the newer games, but this is a nice alternative. It's very useful in certain areas of gameplay, its design is really cool, and it lands at the number 13 spot on this list.
Is it just me, or was the wording there just off? What I got from that was that one of the reasons why the suit is number 13 is because the suit is number 13. I think I get what you're trying to get at there, so I'll just chalk this up to poor wording. Besides, it's not the biggest scripting error you made in this segment. Still not over that!
Have you ever wanted to be in the shoes of a Koopa and know what it feels like to have a shell? Well, in the original's New Super Mario Bros. Lets you do just that with number 12 on this list, the blue shell. When Mario grabs this power-up, he puts on a blue Koopa shell and is able to hide in his shell to avoid taking any hits from enemies. And he can roll around in his shell just like how you would kick a Koopa once you jumped on it.
Would you believe me if I told you that New Super Mario Bros. Was sort of the first 2D Mario game I ever played a good amount of? Yeah, and I loved every moment of the game.
I want to play that game again.
This was a very interesting power-up with how defensive it was.
Why do I play that game? Really? You could have easily connected that statement about New Super Mario Bros. Being the first 2D Mario game you played extensively to the blue shell. Like how the shell enhanced the game in some way, or your first experience with the blue shell, or fucking anything! But you didn't. You could have either cut that part out entirely, or find some way to bridge the two statements together. Either way, it showed at least some competence in script writing. Get the hint?
It's also really fun just zipping around a stage with the blue shell. Unfortunately, if you can't time your jumps when rolling in the blue shell, then, well, death.
So basically, it sucks if you suck. Got it.
Not brought this power-up back in newer games.
I don't know, but they better. I absolutely love this thing. I want to be like a Koopa again. And if I don't get my wish, then I'm gonna...
I can't, what, just... TP, you didn't prepare me for any of this.
Oops.
So, like, is your little energy ball so deadly and so powerful it stops reality and makes it a 4:3 aspect ratio? Well, fuck, I'm actually unironically scared now. Hold me!
Oh crap, she's still charging it! Fawn, can't you stop it?
I can. That Red X looks mighty tasty right about now.
My anger apparently went too far. I can't stop it.
But you have that attack fired at me! If only there was a way to... Invisibility Cap, activate!
Okay, I know I already implied this earlier, but my god, I gotta go into this now. One of the biggest things that bugs me about almost anything Sean is involved in is that the way he edits his videos makes them seem so goddamn sluggish, it's practically unnatural. There are unnecessary pauses in between certain moments. It feels like I'm on some sort of hallucinogen while I'm watching them. Here, I'll demonstrate an example on how trimming the pauses, even by the smallest of times, can make a lot of your jokes seem more natural and fluent.
If only there was a way to... Invisibility Cap, activate!
I know I tend to go on about how the editing that went into this video makes me want to drink bleach while listening to an Adam Levine mixtape, but good presentation is very important if you want to come off as, well, an actual person.
Phew. I almost didn't make it out of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is the face of a man who narrowly avoided getting blasted by a poorly edited Kamehameha wave. Ah, what a hero.
Out of all of the power-ups in Super Mario 64, the Invisibility Cap is the one that I feel gets shoved aside by the other power-ups in the game. But then again, it wasn't really used that often in both Super Mario 64 and 64DS.
You mean like literally all the other power-ups introduced in Mario 64?
Also, yeah, spoilers. The Metal Cap and Wing Cap, literally the only power-ups in Mario 64, are higher on this list. So yeah, way to support the Vanished Cap getting overshadowed, ya fucko!
This power-up, as you would guess, makes you invisible. You can pass through chain fences and paintings on the walls, making you access areas that you couldn't really go to already. This is a very unique power-up, but as Chaos Key said, it wasn't used much in those games.
In 64, it was only used in Big Boo's Mansion, Tick-Tock Clock, and the secret level under the bridge outside the castle.
Oh, so sorry. It's not in 2 courses, it's in 4, and none of them are Tick-Tock Clock. Better luck next time.
In 64DS, it was given a few more places to be used at. With the invisibility power-up, you can go into the other side of the mirror on the 2nd floor of the castle. This allows you to get a secret power star and enter the level that unlocks Wario.
The Invisibility Cap was a great power-up that just never got the spotlight it deserved.
Even though we just got done with Chaos Kid proclaiming that the Vanished Cap is only in 2 courses and 2 special stages. Granted, he's wrong, but don't say, the Vanished Cap didn't get the spotlight it deserved, when you gave little to no reason for it to get the spotlight in the first place.
A cherry that multiplies yourself? Sure, why not? The double cherry power-up of Super Mario 3D World is an interesting one. It creates a clone of yourself when used, and you can have a good number of copies scattered around to cause mayhem in the levels.
You can use this power even if you are already using another power-up. With all of these clones, you can increase your firepower when using projectile power-ups like the Boomerang suit. The double cherry can even be used to solve puzzles and unlock secrets. But in the end, it's really there to give you more power with more clones.
Okay, I'll give you that one, just don't fuck with the rest of
Cherry
this.
clones, get ready for some chaos.
Oh, you did that on
The peculiar
purpose!
about this power-up is the fact that it's an extra hit. Since you can have quite a few copies on screen, you have a few hits before you lose a life. So if you have a bunch of copies, don't worry about dying when one of those gets hit by an enemy, unless you, I don't know, need those clones to solve those puzzles!
Which you can do without the power-up if you have a full party of 4. Just like your footage!
Return in Captain Toad's treasure tracker. But I gotta ask, how is a cherry of all things, creating clones of yourself?
it's Mario. I wouldn't question it. I mean, we have a feather. A freaking feather that gives Mario a cape.
Yeah, I guess you're right. All in all, the Double Cherry is a cool power-up with an interesting concept that is executed very well in 3D World. It may not be the strongest power-up, but it does its job well as a power-up. Hey, we went through that entire segment without mentioning Shadow Clone Jutsu. Kiss a fat baby!
Why does it have to be a fat baby? Can it be a skinny baby? Fact of the matter, why does it have to be a baby at all? Can it be a kid, your mother, a dog, a dead guy, our Lord and Savior Michael Jackson, our very own soul guidance Barack Obama? It doesn't matter if what you kiss is black, white, yellow, blue, albino, Asian, stupid. That's sexism, racism, and misogyny at its finest. Chaos Key, you insensitive fuck!
The rock power-up may be a hard hitter, but it doesn't stand a chance against
My dick.
metal.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Fucking John
Metal
Cena would have been a
power-up
better
is a
joke.
classic.
Your memes are shit.
Originating from Super Mario 64, the metal power-up encases Mario, or Wario if you're playing the remake, in a coat of metal that cannot be penetrated. You are literally invincible.
You are immune to everything.
Did you just unironically repeat yourself 3 times within the span of 7 seconds?
I find it unfathomable that these two mortals would even comprehend to communicate in such a repetitious manner for a minimal period of time.
Okay, now you're just fucking with me.
Of course, since you are made of metal, you're weighed down, so your jumps don't go as high, but who really cares when you're invincible?
And that's why the star power-up from literally every Mario game ever is on the list, right?
This power-up is so memorable that Metal Mario appeared in other games like Mario Kart 7, Mario Tennis Open, Mario Kart 8, and of course, the original Super Smash Bros. Everyone knows about Metal Mario in Super Smash Bros. He was a unique boss who could not be flinched until he was at a high percentage.
Not true. Any move that has hit stun, which is pretty much every attack in the game, will flinch Metal Mario. It's just that he won't be knocked back until he's at high percentages. Nitpicky, perhaps, but this still bleeds into a bigger problem with the video. The script is terrible.
Oh, you mean like this one?
Anyways, let's look at what your script had so far. Puns that you spent way too much time on, throwaway lines that only serve to pad out the video's length, repetition without point within a small amount of time, and spending more time on 6 segments than Rabbidluigi did with his entire top 10 on the same subject.
But they didn't watch the list. Yeah, last time I checked, you didn't have to watch a video to see a video's link. So, boom! Pack it up and take it to school with your son! Woo!
And his stage and music theme are some of the most memorable in the series. I just wish the stage returned in later installments. And no, Project M doesn't count.
Because modding your Wii is illegal! But seriously, Smash 4 stage creator. There, now you can recreate your discount Battlefield.
Besides, how come Project M doesn't count? Sure, you have to do a little modding to get it, but it is still, in the complete picture, a Smash Brothers experience. I mean, yeah, it's still a mod, but at the end of the day, you're still playing Smash Brothers.
What can we say? The metal power-up is a great power. It's so much fun to use in Super Mario 64 and Super Smash Bros. And while it hasn't actually appeared again in the main series Mario games since 64, minus the remake, its legacy still lives on.
What was that you said at the beginning?
However, if a power-up makes a brief appearance in these spin-off games or any other games, we will mention it.
Just throwing that out there, I think half a segment is a little more than brief.
Boing, boing, bong, boing, boing,
Fawn,
boing.
is there some reason why you're saying
boing,
boing over and over?
Because number 8 is the spring!
Oh, this should be fun!
When you obtain this power-up in Super Mario 64, Mario or Luigi will be encased in a spring, bending and moving around like a slinky. Your jumping becomes constant, but controls kinda change a lot. Not to mention you'll lose your spin ability until you lose the power-up from water, enemy attacks, or entering a launch star. The controls take some getting used to, but once you've got it down, you're in for a fun power-up.
So what you're saying about the blue shell is...
The controls take some getting used to, but once you've got it down, you're in for a fun power-up.
So what you're saying about Rock Mario is...
The controls take some getting used to, but once you've got it down, you're in for a fun power-up.
So what you're saying about Jason Derulo is...
The controls take some getting used to, but once you've got it down, you're in for a fun power-up.
Feels like someone just took one of my jokes. Ah, well.
If you hit a wall, you'll automatically bounce off it, and if you hold the jump button, you'll charge up your jump and spring really high. It's actually a lot of fun charging up your jumps and climbing up to the highest platform. But as Chaoski said before, this power-up can be hard to control. One wrong move and it just might mean death, so watch your step, bounce.
Same thing can apply to the blue shell? Where was that at again? Number 12? And where are we now? Number 8? Good. No, really, that's good. Great. Fine. Amazing. Cool, man. How delightful.
And I guess the thing about this power-up that we love so much is the level design that went into the areas where this power-up was used.
So power-up can be good so long as the levels it's used in are designed specifically for it? Okay, let's get a little hypothetical. If I were to show you these levels and convince you that you had to use the, say, fire flower to get past them, how well do you think you'd cope? Okay, now that we're done with that, let's take a level that has minimal platforming placed in a linear fashion, and you had to use the spring mushroom. You'd be constantly bouncing all over the place trying to control where you end up going, and more likely than not, you'll end up falling straight to your demise due to how fucking janky the physics are.
Can I just take a moment to look at the footage you used? With any other power-up, or lack thereof, you could have just smashed the block and fall straight to the star. Maybe spin once for good measure. But as Spring Mario? Well!
Hey, I wonder how this power-up would fare in a 2D game.
That's an interesting thought you brought up there, Fawn. I guess we'll just have to see what the developers decide to do with the spring in the future.
Who actually likes using Spring Mario? Spring Mario is insane to control. If you, in real life, had a button that when pressed made you jump 50 feet into the air, how do you think you'd cope? You're supposed to use it to extend your jump to reach areas you couldn't otherwise reach, but it really isn't the best way of doing that. Moving around like normal is an adventure in itself, a terrible Mario power-up.
Implying anyone else would want it back.
For its unique concept and interesting gameplay mechanics, the spring bounces his way into the number 8 spot.
See that? That was fun making a play on words concerning the spring, and you two fucks don't linger on it.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go bounce around somewhere.
Oh,
Boing,
fuck me!
You
boing,
ended the first
boing,
part of this
boing,
list with another
boing,
bad pun.
Boing, bong, boing, bing,
Are you
boing,
done
boing,
yet?
bing.
Oh hell no, the fuck train has just left the station, motherfuckers! Or at least it would have if not for...
Funny story, part 1 was released with part 2 not being finished, so for half a month, nothing but empty promises. But enough of that, on to part 2.
Previously on an Atlanticus Keyhole production.
I take it back. Get me off this crazy train!
The fuck train has no brakes!
Hey, Chaoski.
What is it?
I'ma be up at the club, do whatever I like.
You and your shenanigans.
Hey, you're collabing with me. Shenanigans are gonna happen.
Well, let's try not to go overboard. We still need to educate the viewers without getting too much off topic.
Yes, let's educate the viewers, who probably already are familiar with power-ups, on something they probably know enough about considering they want to look up a list of power-ups, even mostly for the sake of ranking.
Also... Getting off topic! Woo!
As if we haven't done that already enough on this list.
You mean as if you haven't done that enough already on this list? Whatever. Let's just stop now before we get ahead.
Too late, douche carpets.
Yeah, let's get back on track after 40 seconds of nothing but a black screen! What is this, a commentary that's trying way too hard to be serious?
The Bee Suit is one of the best ideas for a power-up in the history of Mario. It shows just how creative Nintendo can be when designing power-ups for Mario. And speaking of its design, just look at the design for Bee Mario. How can you not love it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. With its interesting design and unique gameplay mechanics, the Bee Suit makes its way to number 7.
Don't you mean buzzes its way into number 7?
Oh, now your aspect ratio looks right. Well, fuck the rest of your script then. I'm gonna get some Chipotle, you frick... You... Ah!
Fucking...
Ah yes, yet another awesome classic, the Tanuki suit. With this power-up, you can whack enemies with your stubby little tail or crush them flat by transforming into a statue. That is freaking awesome.
But if you've played Super Mario Bros. 3, the game in which the Tanuki suit first appeared in, you probably like this power-up because... Behold, Mario can fly!
This is the second time you used that joke in a countdown.
Why are you surprised that Chaos Key is repeating a joke from another countdown? Running gags are a thing. You should know, there's one that other video of yours I covered.
You people are easily surprised, aren't you?
Shut up! People need to know about the awesomeness of this joke!
What if someone didn't find that joke funny? Like me!
Alright, I'm back. What did I miss? Shit, that reminds me. I think I left my wallet or something. Oh, God.
After the Tanuki suit appeared in Super Mario Bros. 3, it was never seen again until Super Mario 3D Land, where it was the main focus of the game. Unfortunately, you couldn't turn into a stone statue until after you beat the main game, but nevertheless, it was still great to see it back in a Mario game, and it was still a lot of fun to use.
What? Nothing about the fact that you get
Tanuki Suit Mario!
from a leaf? Basically being a big-ass reference to Japanese mythology about how Tanukis use leaves to shapeshift? While Rabbidluigi did bring that up in his list as well. 1. You wouldn't know that, now would you? 2. This is a piece of information that wouldn't be common knowledge to the average viewer. Yeah, way to educate your audience. I feel very bratcher. Also, you said still a lot of fun to use, implying that you've played Super Mario Bros. 3 and didn't use the Hammer Bros. Suit. Now, granted, the Hammer Bros. Suit wasn't available until World 6, but the Tanuki suit, the power-up you said was a ton of fun to use, wasn't introduced until World 4. Just putting that out there.
And then there's 3D World. All I have to say is this. Peach plus the Tanuki suit is so broken that it's not even comparable!
This is
It
going
was
to
already
suffer.
broken enough in 3D World, so this combination goes beyond broken. Heck, you're in the air so much with this combination that you might as well break the air while you're at it.
Your footage agrees, right?
For its great mobility and usefulness against enemies, the Tanuki suit will remain an instant classic in the series.
Remaining an instant classic? What the fuck? How do you remain instant? Like, it could have been an instant classic when it came out, and it could remain a classic, but you don't remain an instant classic. I'm not even disagreeing that
Tanuki Suit Mario!
it was a classic. It's just shit wording.
Like we've said before, Mario is practically a media icon.
And the Holocaust practically happened. Your point?
And at number 6, we have quite possibly the power-up that's about as iconic as Mario himself. The Fire Flower.
Water may be my favorite element,
Good for you. Want some of my Chipotle?
but I can't deny that fire is a really cool element as well. The Fire Flower power-up has been around forever. It first appeared in the original Super Mario Bros. And has reappeared in almost every main game in the franchise ever since.
As most of you know, the Fire Flower has you shooting fireballs at enemies, killing them on the spot.
Hue.
It's a really good power-up to have if you're in a bad platforming situation where enemies are roaming everywhere.
Not good if you fucking suck.
You just shoot fire at them and watch them burn to death. Even in the water, enemies are not safe from the terror that is fire. Even some bosses can't stand against the fire's might. You will all tremble in fear to the power of fire!
Chaos Key! Get a hold of yourself!
Sorry, I kinda got carried away there, didn't I?
Yeah, you better be sorry for having some actual goddamn emotion in your voice for once. Shame on you, man. Shame!
The only real downside to the fire power-up is the fact that it hasn't really evolved from the first game. The
Keep
game
this in mind
that
for
has
later.
used it in such a unique way were the Galaxy games, where it was a timed power-up, so you had to use it fast to complete a puzzle before it ran out. And Super Mario Bros. Wii and U, in which you can jump spin to shoot fireballs in both directions.
But then again, does it really need to change that much? I mean, it's such a good power-up.
One collab partner says the Fire Flower needs to evolve, the other collab partner says it's fine the way it is. This is why I have trust issues.
Imagine that it's 2006. You see a commercial that shows the original Super Mario Bros., But once Mario gets a super mushroom... Oh yeah, I want this game! So, you go out, buy the game, play the first level, and... Oh yeah, screw you Titans! You've got nothing on the Mega Mushroom!
Yeah, you were saying?
You know what? I want to bring math into this. According to a life-size Mario statue, Mario stands at 150 centimeters tall. The Mega Mushroom increases Mario's size by, let's say, 5 times his normal height. That size goes up to 750 centimeters tall. According to a size chart from Attack on Titan, and assuming my calculations are correct, Mega Mario would be taller than 2 of the smallest classes of Titans. That said, the Titan you showed goes up to 60 meters tall. Well, it's official. Anime is better than Mario.
Oh yeah, the Mega Mushroom is great. It's so awesome seeing that thing pop up out of the question mark block and then grabbing it to utterly destroy everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. And if you ground pound, you can get coins, and the more you destroy, the more 1-ups you can get after the Mega Mushroom runs out. And did I mention that this power-up is awesome?
So awesome, in fact, that it made its way into Mario Kart Wii, where you got to flatten all drivers in your path. Unfortunately, its effects wear off immediately if you're hit by lightning, and you aren't invincible when there's a driver with a star.
And that is why the star power-up is...
And we're ignoring that the Mega Mushroom first appeared in Mario Party 4. Different appearance, yes, but you still grew in size. Sean, please, your lack of research is showing. Cover it up, for God's sake. You don't want to scar the youngins, do you?
But what I don't get is, why did it not return in New Super Mario Bros. Wii and U and Super Mario 3D Land? I figured it would have been a shoo-in to put in those games.
Fear not, Fawn, for it returns in Super Mario 3D World, and with 4 players, that means 4 times the Mega Mushroom Mayhem!
Okay, Sean, we get it. You can be like anyone ever and pull off a decent Smash 4 announce impression. You don't need to flaunt it around looking like you're trying to compensate for something.
This is easily one of
That is the 4th goddamn time we saw that fucking clip. How hard is downloading footage for you two?
To play with, and there's no doubt that we'll see it again. We'll be waiting, old friend. We'll be waiting.
Dude, it's only been a year. Sit the fuck down before we take away your sugar. No, screw your number 3. We're skipping most of it.
But do you know what the best part is about this power-up?
What?
The fact that we can finally reach the top of the flagpole easily without timed jumps or exploits. I mean, yeah, trying to get to the top of a flagpole with timed jumps shows off your skills, but pulling it off is easier said than done.
So basically, you like it because you don't have to be good to get the tip.
Hey, do you hear that sound? That sounds like 100 Mark players committing mass genocide.
With the propeller suit, it's so easy. You can get an extra life if you reach the top of the flagpole.
Here's something funny to consider. New Super Mario Bros. Wii added the mid-air twirl to halt your momentum in the air and place platforms, enemies, and what have you in certain locations to make it so that you don't need to have amazing skill to reach the top of the flagpole. So really, the propeller suit is not the only applicable situation to this little problem.
Yes, the propeller suit was awesome and all, but I really want something that will actually let me fly.
Yes! Woo! Cape Feather! Can't wait to see how you'll botch this up.
The wing cap from Super Mario 64 is the quintessential flying power-up. Once you get it, all you have to do is jump 3 times and boom! You take off into the wild blue sky.
The Red Star, one of the coolest power-ups in Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh, we're doing this, are we? Alright then. TP, you ready?
We're still gonna do this even if I say no, aren't we?
If you tilt the control stick or D-pad to where you're flying down and then ascend, you'll ascend much higher and faster. Sure, you can't fly straight anymore, but flying around is still a lot of fun.
Well, with the Red Star, you can fly in any direction, even straight, and the controls are actually silky smooth. You have so much freedom when you're flying.
The Cape Feather only needs to be fast enough and you can fly through entire levels.
That means nothing if you can't use it that much in the game. Seriously, it can only be used in 2 areas, and one of them is the main hub. At least the wing cap had levels designed around its mechanics. and it was a great way to get around those levels.
But you can use the Cape Feather in its fullest potential in a lot of levels, considering a lot of them have high ceilings so you can use it to your heart's content.
But in the remake, you can only use the ring cap with Mario. In Galaxy, both Mario and Luigi can use the red star.
But that doesn't mean shit, considering almost everything else you presented on this list can be used with more than one character. So Fawn's just making the red star seem like something more than it actually is, and is degrading the wing cap for character exclusivity, making both points pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, the red star only appeared in one game, whereas the wing cap appeared in 2.
And guess what those 2 games are? The original Mario 64 and its remake! And while sure, the only other game the Cape Feather has appeared in that you can even consider being different at its core is Super Mario Maker, it doesn't matter that much to me because you're making the wing cap out more than what it actually is.
Well, your precious wing cap only lasts for so long.
So does yours.
But the Cape Feather does not. Plus, if you get hit while you fly, the only punishment you're gonna get is being sent off your flight trip, meaning you don't even lose the power-up.
Wait, stop. What are we doing? We shouldn't be arguing about something that's stupid.
Yeah, you're right. You're both wrong. Wait.
What can we say? Both may have their differences.
But that doesn't ignore the fact that both give you the awesome ability to fly. Yeah, there are other power-ups in the series that let you fly, but we think these 2 are the best because of how much freedom you have in controlling your character.
Well, of course you'd have more freedom. You have an entire extra axis to use, something not available in 2-dimensional games.
Plus, while you do have more freedom, it means that you'll have more directional input to perform, meaning that there's a chance you'll end up screwing up your flight pattern, which is why base Cape Feather works better, meaning that you can still get the job done by having to do less.
Both of these are very memorable power-ups. I wish they appeared in other games. Trust me, the concept of flying is really cool, and creating levels based around it would be absolutely awesome.
Which is exactly what you can do in Super Mario Maker with the Cape Feather.
We've almost reached number 1.
But before we do, let's recap.
I have a better idea.
TP? 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 Oh, thank God! I finally got rid of him! Now I can get out of this godforsaken place! Alright, now which button opens the door? Let's try this one!
And you didn't say me ain't Chipotle?
You mean they don't have Chipotle in Kill Land?
Oh, whatever, let's just finish this.
Wait, if we're dead, then why do we have to finish this video?
Because I said so.
Whatever, at least now I have Yang as an avatar, so thanks God.
You owe me for that one.
It had to be it. There was no arguing it. This one power-up had to be number 1. It's a power-up so creative, so imaginative, so powerful, that an entire game was made with it in mind in almost all of its levels.
This power-up may have not been around for that long, but it's proven itself to be one of the most memorable power-ups in the history of the Mario franchise.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the cat suit.
It's later!
The only real downside to the fire power-up is the fact that it hasn't really evolved from the first game.
The Fire Flower hasn't evolved since its inception, so it was criticized for not evolving, despite one of the collab members saying it didn't need to evolve, and put lower on the list for it. Meanwhile, the Catsuit, which has had no time to evolve and thus didn't, was never criticized for not evolving and is number 1. Actually, now that I think about it, none of the other power-ups on your list ever really evolved. Either because the power-up only appeared in one platformer, or because the power-up never had a need to evolve. Ironically, the one exception to all this is the Ice Flower, the power-up you condemned for changing. Shoot me. Nothing happened!
You're already dead!
You're already dead.
You take that back!
No, you!
the cat suit from Super Mario 3D World is one of the most recent power-ups in the Mario franchise, and it rightfully deserves the #1 spot due to how creative and fun it is to use. Remember when we said the spring changed up the gameplay?
Don't remind me.
So much that entire levels were created with this power-up in mind.
Wow, I didn't recognize this. I wonder where you managed to get the general idea of these levels being designed with the power-up in mind.
You gain several new abilities.
Nope, I got nothing.
Scratch enemies in your way, and if you jump and press and hold the attack button, you can lunge forward down onto the ground. You can also climb up walls to reach very high places, and if you keep this cat suit and reach the flagpole, you'll automatically climb to the top. This could be helpful when trying to get every character to climb each flagpole in the game. Jeez, how powerful is this power-up?
I don't believe the point of comparison should be Spring Mario. As a spring, your ability to move and jump on command is altered, and your spin ability is outright removed. As a cat, for all intents and purposes, you could still do everything your regular Italian self could do, only with the added effect of being able to climb up walls and lunge forward at enemies. Whereas Spring Mario changes the gameplay, Cat Mario expands upon it. A more apt comparison would be
Tanuki Suit Mario!
But I'll cover that shortly.
And believe it or not, these cat suits reference Japanese culture. However, this goes into an entirely different discussion, and Gaijin Goomba already made a video about it, so I'll just highlight the interesting bits.
Oh, so you can watch fucking Gaijin Goomba shit for your video, but not Rabbidluigi. I see how it is!
Obama, I hope your soul guidance is working in overtime! Except, it wouldn't work, because we're dead now.
The Lucky Cat suit is like the normal cat suit, except you can transform into a gold cat statue holding a coin. And when you use it in midair, you collect a few coins. What does this mean? Well, gold Moneki-Neko are said to bring good wealth.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
So a power-up was inspired by Japanese mythology. I wonder where I've heard that before. Actually, can't a lot of the praise you have apply to Tanuki Suit Mario, especially thanks to 3D Land? Let's go down the list. Marketed power-up for a game? Check. Able to reach special stuff other power-ups wouldn't be able to grab? Check. Turns to stone? Check. Small attack? Check. Japanese mythology bullshit? Fucking check! And yet, that power-up's only number 6, while the pussy suit's number fucking 1. Oh yeah, that's fair. Hold on. Shit, I'm already dead.
And this power-up is so good, spoiler alert, even Bowser decides to use it.
Not the first time that's happened.
Bowser himself even takes it for a spin. I'll see myself out.
Oh wait, you didn't watch that list. Never mind.
Also, it's not much of a spoiler alert if the thing you're just so happening to spoil is being shown off right before you say spoiler alert!
Super Mario 3D World is a lot of fun, especially with 4 players. And it's thanks to this power-up that a lot of this game is really good. It's unknown if we'll see this again in another Mario platformer, but since we have Cat Peach in Mario Kart 8 as DLC, I think we might be seeing this again. Perhaps in an actual major 3D Mario game.
That didn't help Metal Mario. Yeah, that was the sound of Rip. Why'd you ask?
The cat suit is adorable.
It's fun to play around with.
It adds so much to the gameplay.
And it's our number 1 Mario power-up. I'm Chaos Key 4013.
And I'm the Watermaster Vaughn.
Are you sure there's no Chipotle? But really, you had that shit. Why'd you revert it back? You tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, your fucking shit get good.
And Chaoski, there's a bell that just popped up right next to you.
What the?
I feel like climbing a tree.
What the heck just happened?
Excuse me, Fawn, I'm gonna go climb a tree.
And after that, some credits, a rip Gmod end slate, a logo for something that's more dead than we are, and a stinger joke that's only thinly related to the topic of the list, the video ends. Ty, do you have any final thoughts?
Alrighty, look, I know I was mostly here for the sake of making snarky comments whenever I could. I mean, of course I would. I doubt we've met before. But I'm gonna give credit where it's due. Both Fawn and Sean did attempt to have decent chemistry between each other, and both of their clearly different personalities did blend together, something that I've noticed a lot of collabs tend to suffer from. However, this is to say that we're blending in week old Burger King leftovers from the fridge and petrified dog shit, because holy fuck this script! Fun fact, using puns once, or twice, or hell, maybe even all the time can work so long as you don't fucking dwell on them. It also doesn't help the fact that the script was half puns, half awkward scenarios, half information we already know without doing something interesting with it, half pointless conversations, half Cucumber, Half-Life 3. Despite wanting to educate the viewers, you both did a very poor job with that, considering you both were literally describing what we were watching. I could remove the audio altogether and just show someone the video, and chances are they'll probably be all like, yeah, I see, cool. Go away, please. For example, you could have easily went over the fact that the rock mushroom's design is likely based off various reported rock structures that are shaped like mushrooms. You could have went over how the double chariot was made by complete accident when one of the developers mistakenly made two Marios appear on screen. You could have talked about the Japanese mythology that went into the goddamn Tanuki suit. But here's the thing that really gets me about this list. You guys seemed so concerned with coming off as a Rabbidluigi clone.
Fawn and I have had this idea way before Teresa Princess and Rabbidluigi posted that they were going to do these lists. I've already come so far in the script, and I don't intend on scrapping the idea just because others are doing the same thing. We plan to get this done and released in December, at least part 1. Fawn and I have decided that we are not going to be watching Rabbidluigi's top 10 Mario power-ups list until after we've released our list. That way, Fawn and I will be going into this without knowing if Rabbid had similar placings on his list to our list.
To which I ask, why? Who cares? Especially since you probably would have been much better off watching the list prior, so you wouldn't have made many mistakes as you did, or more importantly, not make a 30-minute list about Mario power-ups. That is, if you really went 3/4 of a year without watching Will's list, because I kind of find that hard to believe at this point.
You know, it says something when I prefer the cold embrace of death over watching your list for extended periods of time. For a countdown you apparently tried working on for over a year, you clearly did not spend enough time on anything. Given the multiple instances of overthinking puns, repeating the same facts over the course of seconds, constantly reusing the same footage, and whatever the hell that thing was. And if I could add one more thing to the update video Ty just brought up, Chaos Key announced the collab in March of 2014, and brought up at the beginning of the number 1 segment that there was no argument between the two about what would top the list. However, the Gaijin Gooba Cat video was released at the end of April, after announcing you'd be doing the collab. So fuck me, you either didn't really start working on it until after his video came out, or you decided upon your number 1 prior to his video, making your little Japanese culture fact almost completely irrelevant as to why it was number 1 in the first place. Either way, you still fucked around for 8 months past the intended release date. I know I was joking about the half month of empty promises for the part 1, part 2 transition, but this is fucking ridiculous. And for what? Spring Mario and no cape? Fuck that shit!
Thank me, it's over.
Yeah, now that the commentary is over, why did you have us cover that list? Any reason for it?
Don't question it, man, it's God. Though I wasn't expecting God to be British.
Wait, the British accent, the Mario power-ups list, Spring Mario. Oh my, God is Rabbidluigi!
Fuck.
Can I have your autograph?
But why have us commenting on Fallen Chaos Key?
Because, I'm sorry, but who puts the blue shell below fucking Spring Mario? That shit's not right.
Wait, no, fuck Rabbid for now.
Oh, what?
TP, I wouldn't be dead if it weren't for you.
Me? You're the one who pressed the button!
But I wouldn't be doing this shitbox commentary if you didn't call me in.
Well, who else was I supposed to commentate with?
Oh, well, why couldn't you get Mr. God Rabbit Man to do it with you?
Because, you know what? Fuck it, you're not allowed here.
God damn it, no!
So, how do you feel about being shipped with Alex?
This has been Rabbidluigi and TP. Stop asking me to be in videos for you. I've had a ton of alcohol, my arse is full of curry. In fact, you know, pro tip for those at home, you don't fuck with a man who's had a ton of alcohol and curry circulating within his digestive system. You might end up getting killed from heaven.
Waluigi! 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 Waluigi!
Tanuki Soup Mario!